I'm back in Glastonbury now, and it feels so good to be back here. We started our adventure here, and we drove from Glastonbury to Cornwall. We spent about 2 weeks there, and then we went to Dartmoor for a few days, to the Cotswolds for a few days, to south of Wales, Tenby for almost 2 weeks, and then to north of Wales for a few days. And we were in Bath for a couple of days, and now we're back here before going to Stonehenge for solstice on Sunday or Saturday night. Tomorrow night, oh my god. And it has really been such a wild adventure and something that I'm so grateful that I got to experience, because it's something that I said that I wanted to do back in 2023, and I really had no idea how to finance it. It just feels like such a far-fetched dream that I don't even know how to make this happen. I'm really so grateful that it just pulled through. In 3 years, I got to do exactly what I said I wanted to do. It's just been really such a powerful experience, and also very challenging, especially traveling with Kara, whereby it's really not easy because the way our shadows emerge, it's really sensitive for each other, and it makes it really challenging to navigate conflict. And when we are on the land, there is just so much power, and the intensity of that power mirrors the intensity of that which emerges within us. And it really got me thinking, because I left my relationship of 8 years that I had felt so safe, so steady. It feels like the love is so unconditional, and it feels like I can't do any wrong to lose love. And it was the first time I've experienced love like that, and it got to a point where I was just curious, who am I outside of this safe harbor, and who can I be without this safety net? And I really got to learn that, both in life and also in my relationship with Kara. It really hasn't been an easy process at all. It's been a really challenging 2.5 years, whereby core wounds continue to come up, and no matter how many conversations we have or times we have repaired, it's the same core wounds that emerge, and through no fault of either of us. Sometimes I feel like, because I am a certain way, I would feel safe if my partner were a different way, so that there is a complementary. But it doesn't feel like that in this relationship, and it feels like it really demands for us to experience wholeness in ourselves, whatever it is that we want from each other, to experience it from ourselves, to give it to ourselves. And in the past, I would just ask or argue that, like, then for what I'm in this relationship, when if I can give everything to myself? I don't necessarily think that anymore. I just feel like there is a very powerful, invaluable lesson, teaching, learning that both of us are experiencing, which is that um being with each other is such a clear mirror of our wounds, of our narratives and stories of how we are that equals we are not loved. And it's so primal, it's so core. And something that really touched me was when a friend reminded me, whenever you are wanting affirmation, comfort, or affection from Kara, how is it that you're denying that to little Steph? Or can you give that to little Steph? There is a part of me that feels like, to a certain extent, I can, and then beyond that, it's like, I don't know how, which is so mind-blowing, because I really enjoy the work of taking care of the inner child, but I feel like I've met my own threshold and capacity of what I can do, because maybe I just don't have the reference point for it. This pilgrimage has really brought up so much about the parts of myself that I have very little to no awareness of. And it's very humbling, because I did choose to be on this path of truth and wholeness, and it's exactly what is being delivered, like exactly what's being delivered. So I think that I'm maneuvering through this well enough. It's not graceful by any means. It's been also a deeply, deeply beautiful journey of being so humbled by the majesty of the world and the earth and the lands here, which I feel so connected to without a reason, just so connected to, and the stories and myths here in the UK. I really can't wait to be walking the same path again with the pilgrimage group that's happening in August. We are going to Cornwall, we are going to Glastonbury, and we are going also to Wells and Bath, which are very ancient and timelessly beautiful places. We are going to also learn so much about who we are through the power of the sites, through the rituals, through the stories, through the sounds. Just a journey that I have been on, but in an intimate group. And even though it's been challenging in this way, I really look forward to experiencing it again in about 2-3 months time, 2 months time, because who knows who I'll be or who we will all be in 2 months time. And that's going to be a living mystery to find out later in August. For those of you who have really followed the journey and followed every site, every reel, every story, thank you. I think that peak experience, most unexpected experience, was climbing Snowdon. To reach its summit was just incredible, and to do 3 hikes in Snowdonia one day after another is unthinkable. And I think how I navigate the wilderness is one of the biggest shifts that I've witnessed in myself. Also, another beautiful synchronicity is meeting Iona and Shamia, meeting Iona in Cornwall on our first day at Cornwall, meeting Shamia in Anglesey the day after I summited Mount Snowdon. And Shamia was my very first guide, and he saw me freak out when I was not doing well in the wilderness. So it just feels like a beautiful full circle spiralic moment of just spirit's nod that this is the path. And I'm very curious to see how far I can take this exploration, adventure, research to continue discovering what happens when we continue to visit sacred sites or repeatedly visit sacred sites and feel its energy, create sound in conversation with the site or the land, be in movement, and to see what comes up. I think that it will be a research that I am going to continue to dedicate and devote my time and energy to. So thank you for joining me on this journey.